Thank you. Have a good night. Oh yeah. The Negropeans and the Hispanopeans. Look at that. Look at the Hispanopeans. I'll tell you. The Negropeans and the Hispanopeans. They think they're doing something, but really they're not. Negropeans and Hispanopeans really not doing anything. They're just proving that they're a bunch of dumbasses. That's all. They're just proving that they're a bunch of dumbasses. Right? They're just proving how they can be manipulated to target anyone, including one of their own who is being victimized, manipulated through covert warfare so that these white supremacists can enjoy the show, right? Keep saying we STIs, we are the distraction, but we are the experimentees that they experiment on with technology, particularly microchipping, right? But they engage in covert psychological operations. All right, these people are sick, and they're trying to see how they can manipulate us TIs so that we cannot fight back, or we lose the will to fight back and just obey and become slaves to whatever agenda they have. But this is for the majority of people within the society, and they'll see. They'll see. Go look at what the CEO of Motorola says. He said by the year 2030, and it's, again, 2030, that's only 5 years from now, that there will be human-machine hybrids. Okay? This is not the year 2150, 2300 that they show you in the movies. You know? This is not 500, 600 years from now. This is right now. I keep telling y'all how they manipulate us. They lie to us about technology while they experimented on those of us in the public who are targeted individuals. And we are selected, just like with cults, right? Cults you never join a cult. A cult select you. They recruit you. And they do it through psychological manipulation. They do it through covert means. And you gotta understand that. Okay? So when I was by Pam tonight, I was, I talk about how they use the low frequency sirens, right? Very frequently to try to, get me to relax and to be subdued and stuff like that. And I'm not really paying them no mind. I was enjoying the game, and they sent me subliminal message, oh, you scared, oh, you scared, oh, you scared. I'm like, okay. Y'all running that shit every damn day. The only people that's scared is those that are engaged in this behavior, and they know that they're criminals. And they know their behavior is criminals. They know what they've done is criminal. Yeah, it's a crime. Not a crime, but numerous crimes. Yeah, the sirens? Yeah. Yeah. Go look it up. Go look it up. Right? Go look it up. As I looked at the white car, you hear the car horn beep? Using the car horn. Right? And because they were trying to manipulate me into cleaning up Pam's apartment for Christmas, and I'm like, nope, I want no part of it. And I told her straight up, no. Right? Told her straight up. This is what happens when you have certain kind of women, some types of women who, because they've got their degree and they're making a certain amount of money, that all of a sudden they're too good for you, right? Right? They don't understand how they're being manipulated. And a job and the amount of money that you make, a good salary, is what they use to manipulate you, particularly women, to manipulate women to behave like men and act like men. And particularly in certain industries, right? Certain job fields, right? Like the medical field, corporate America, any sort of technical skills that you get paid 6 figures or so, right? Particularly when it comes to our women, the Negropean women amongst our women, they're easily manipulated, right? So they start making 6 figures, and all of a sudden now they think that they have to get a 6-figure man, and it doesn't matter, like I said, if they're overweight, what have you. And what happened is that they end up getting run through by the men that they're chasing after, but the men don't want them. Why? Because they act like men, right? And usually that ego, that attitude, those men see it, and those men don't want no part of it. They'll have fun with you, you know, as Kevin Samuel said, you know, they'll have fun with you, but they're not going to take you serious. Why? Because your mindset, right? Your attitude. You know, you're like a man. You know, there's a saying in Jamaica. It says, two bulls can't live in a one pen. Right? So you got a male bull and you got a female bull. They can't live together. They're gonna all be butting heads. Right? And what they do within the black community and within black men and black women, I should say Negropean women, is that they create a hyena mindset. And you know what a hyena mindset is, right? So in the hyena species, the female is the top of the chain. The female is the one that chooses the male. And the males that are not chosen, they're discarded, right? On top of that, the female hyena, her vagina retracts outwards. Not retracts, extend outwards, right? So when they were ready to have sex with the male hyenas, her vagina, right? The female hyena vagina, it actually, extract, right? Not extract. That's what I'm looking for. Extend. It extends, right? So that's what we say when we talk about these hyenas, female hyenas, is because they think that they're men. They think that they have dicks, right? So that's what that is. And too many of our women, particularly Negropean women, I say women, say use the sirens again. I said too many of our women, particularly Negropean women and moms them, you know, they want to be the dominant male, right? And what makes them believe that they're dominant is because they may make more than you, right? So they, you know, and again, I understand the mindset because it's conditioned into them. And I understand that, you know, also women are naturally hypergamous. So it's natural for them to want to look for males that are stronger, taller, make more money, what have you, right? But you can be hypergamous all you want. If you are not what it is that man looking for, if you're not feminine, if you're not fit, if you're not friendly, if you're not family orientated, right? You know what I'm saying? If you're not supportive, right? If you're not attractive, beautiful, they're not going to take you seriously. You can be beautiful and you can be beautiful with a bad attitude, not friendly, not family orientated, and that man still not going to marry you. Particularly any man who have any common sense and have that have any sort of means, have any common sense. They're not. Just like for women, if you meet a man and you know he's in the club all the time, like I said, he only wants to party all the time and have fun and this and that. That's a hyena male. That's not husband material. You should be able to, at a young age, and again, I understand how it is that we're raised. So when I say these things, I say it with the understanding of I know why we behave the way we behave when we're younger, right? And some of us, even as we get older, we still don't learn, right? We still haven't learned. We still think that we're still, you know, able to go in the club and, you know, act like we're young. You know what I'm saying? It's fine if you're older to go in the club once in a while. But if you're in the club every weekend partying up, no. You know what I'm saying? That's a no-no. When you get older, you're supposed to mature, right? You're supposed to become wise. But what they have done to us is that as we become older, we regress. Our mindset, particularly our women, right? The mindset regress. They become more and more like 20-year-olds or even teens in their way of, in their behavior, right? So you got to understand what it is that they're doing. And again, how we are being manipulated with technology that operates on the microwave and radio wave frequency, right? And they use those frequencies to do what? To manipulate our minds, to subdue our minds, right? And we don't want to even believe, I shouldn't say believe, but we don't even want to know that these things exist. We don't want to know. But like I said, I'm going to show you guys the video where you have the, he's squeezing his water bottle. Let me squeeze mine. He's in the vehicle. I don't know if you guys heard that. Let me turn and squeeze mine. Yeah. Let me turn and squeeze mine. Yes, dread. Guy with the dreads. Squeezing his water bottle. Right, hear the sirens? Whoop. Afterwards, again. And then what color car he's driving? Gray. Right? So again, all the dudes that they sent to Pam, right, to manipulate her, and she fall for it, right? Again, that's what they do. They get run through, right? They get taken to Pound Town. That's what they want. They tell about Pound Town, and they'll be like, "Well, it's just sex." Yeah, okay. You have that attitude, and see where that gets you. And see where that gets you. That's why a lot of them get older, and instead of becoming wise women, right, they become broken women, and they remain broken because these perps are being used to manipulate y'all, right? To get y'all to do things that y'all don't want to do with y'all husbands, with y'all boyfriends who are actually good men, right? You want to do it that can turn you out, and all of a sudden you get feeling, right? Only lasts a couple of months. Here, look in your Predator department. Yeah. Fuck you. I'm talking the truth. That's why they saying all. That's what they do all that shit, right? Whenever I say certain things, remember they'll always use the sirens to show up, right? Because they know what I'm saying is true. Okay? And that's what happened. This is what they do. These are the ones, these criminals, right, with guns and badges, are the ones that are destroying society. Those are the ones. Right? These are white supremacists, including the Sambos and Sambinas, including the Hispanopeans, right? The Asiapeans, the Arapians, that are on the police force, on the Predator police force. The vast majority of them criminals. The vast majority of them criminals. So anyway, as I was saying, this is what happens. These women, right, they get ran through, and then they think they're gonna go to a man and forget that man is supposed to just not even question them on their past, on their sexual history, and that man is supposed to accept them. Particularly when they're coming out of shape, right? Unhealed, traumatized, broken, right? And the women that they would talk bad about are the women who learn what not to do, are the woman who understands that having a family is important, right? The woman who understands that taking care of your children and putting your children as a priority instead of having fun all the time, those are the women that end up having husbands, right? Or even long-term relationship, good relationship, right? So we got to understand, again, how they're manipulating us. License plate number, what is that? Oh, you inching up so I can see? 25132. B something. BN or BK, something like that. All right, so it's 25132, number 32 in the license plate. Is that a BW or something like that, or BN or something? I don't know. I can't really see, but I can see the numbers. All right, 21132. Like I said, oh yeah, hear the sirens? Woo! Yeah, fuck you, New York Predator Department, exposing their shit. Right? Like I said, they don't stop targeting you. They continue. They plot against you. That's what it is. They literally plot against you, set you up, because it's a sick game that they play. They're sadistic, right? That's why it's a game to them. Yeah, it's a game to them. Because they're sadistic. That's what they are. They're sadistic. In New York Predator Department. Look at them. Look at them. Right? Because they are sadistic. And I'm gonna call them out every single time. I'm gonna keep exposing what it is that they do. Alright? Why you think when you think about this, when you look at other groups of people, the older they get, they look for marriage. Right? They're not looking for a man to sponsor their luxury lifestyle, because you know that's what they want, right? They want a man who's making 6 figures, and they think that they're gonna be buying Birkin bags, and they're gonna be getting Birkin bags and going to, you know, vacation, them and they 3-4 kids, you know, by different men. That's crazy. Here's the question: where are they getting that mindset from? Right? Where are they getting that mindset from? You know, like I posted a video with Kenji G, have a woman on there who have 2 kids, right? She said her fiance had died, right? Or she was married and her husband died, something like that. 2 kids, right? Kenji G asked me, she says, when was your last relationship? She said, a year ago. So then she goes, when was the last time you have sex? She goes, a year ago. Of course, Kenji G don't believe it, because they get on her show and they lie. When I talk about these women, they lie, and they come up with the most stupidest reasons or the stupidest excuses or the stupidest ideas. Like, I don't know where they're getting it from. Look, that's the great vehicle. Look at the great vehicle in your predator use the siren. Who? Yeah, fuck you in your predator department. Keep telling y'all can use that siren to try to subdue my emotions and try to make me relax or what have you. It ain't happening. I already know what it is that y'all are doing. So it doesn't work. Not anymore. So she says, KGG asks, he says, you lying, right? She's like, you asked. She's like, well, I had sex last week, but it doesn't count. Like, how it doesn't count? Oh, because I didn't have an orgasm. So because she didn't have an orgasm, she didn't have sex. Right? So KGG was like, shaking her head like she couldn't believe it. This is a grown-ass woman. This woman is 30-something years old. I think like 35 or 36. Right? Or 34, something like that. But right? Grown-ass woman now, 2 kids. Talking about, oh, I had sex last week. Right? When she said to Kendra G, was asking me I had sex, she said a year ago. But because, and also, I remember, but she might have had sex a couple of days ago too, right? Or a couple of days prior to her being on the Kendra G show. And she's like, but that don't count because, so Kendra G asked, he says, okay, did his penis enter you? She said yes. Then that's sex. That's sex. Whether you have an orgasm or not, you had sex. But she's like, it doesn't count, Kendra. It doesn't count. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the mindset that these people have. This is the mindset that they have. This is some of our women, right? I'm not gonna say it's all of them, but this is some of our women. You know what I'm saying? That they can't even be honest. Right? And then on top of that, she wants a man to make $250,000 to take care of her 2 kids, and that man that don't have to have any kids. And I'm like, these women are just crazy. And she's overweight, she's fat. She's wearing those body shapers. Okay? And she thinks she looks good. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying she got a cute face. She got a cute face. Right? She got curves. But imagine if she's going to the gym, work out. She would have had that man that's making $250,000. So, if she had been feminine, right? Friendly, fit, family orientated. Because for her, you know what I'm saying, she said she was married and her husband passed. So that's you got to give her a pass for that. Okay? She didn't, you know what I'm saying? But to have that sort of mindset, man, it just tells you. You have to ask, where are they getting this mindset from, right? Where are they getting it from?